Hey, g'day guys, it's Kristen Harper here, and welcome to the Rosebank Leadership Series. And this is where I'll be talking to some of the business leaders in the Rosebank area to share some insights just around how they've been, dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic that we're all going through at the moment, and what they're doing as a business and as a leader to, help grow the business and move forward from here. And today I'll be speaking with Paul Lemie, the Managing Director from Bonaccord. So Paul, firstly, thank you very much for your time. As as we were talking earlier, it's definitely been a bit of a different time that we're living through at the moment. It'd be great if you could just share with me what you do, a wee bit of your background, and really how this has actually prepared you for what we're going through right now.
Okay. Bonaccord is a hospitality supply company, Kristen. We supply mainly cafes, but also restaurants.
So you guys have been hit pretty hard.
Yeah, well, 98% of our revenue is derived from that particular sector. We do a little bit of contract manufacturing as well. So as you'll appreciate, it's been totally shut down. So our revenue was about 5% of our budgeted total, in fact, slightly less for April. And the only reason it was that high was that we had a couple of orders go, one to Japan and one to China.
Yes.
They were small orders, but in terms of local engagement with our customers, in terms of sales, was virtually zero.
Wow.
So the effects have been catastrophic for us, in short.
And yeah, you still have a smile on your face, which is really encouraging.
Well, the level 2 announcement gives us some encouragement. Level 3, we saw a bit of a building in our sales as people engaged, as some of our customers engaged in click and collect.
Yeah.
So that's good to see. It was great to see them back working. They're very happy to be doing that.
Yeah, I bet they are.
Ready, willing, and able to support them in the transition now into level 2.
Yeah, I think it was great to get that, and I think for all businesses, I think I felt like it was like a really big sigh of relief.
Yeah.
And what have you done with your time over the last over the last 6 to 8 weeks to, I guess, actually prepare for yourself when we come out of this?
Oh, right. Okay. Well, our catchphrase over this time as a management team has been "Be ready." So, what we've been doing is working on product development. We've been talking to a lot of business leaders in our sector, trying to gain a little bit of market intelligence really on what their expectations are beyond COVID, where they see their budgets running, trying to get a window on how that's going to affect us. So as a result of that, we put together some financial models ourselves. And to be honest, Kristen, they were so horrendous at the start. We were looking at cash flows that were nothing short of catastrophic. So we've done a lot more talking, a lot more thinking. We've got a bit more optimistic ourselves. So we're using that as our worst case scenario. And we've created cash flows and budgets that reflect what we think is going to be the real situation as we engage beyond COVID.
It's been interesting. It's been interesting and encouraging talking to a lot of other business leaders, and everybody's like yourself has used this time to really look at how they can pivot, how they can grow, and really do some of those things that they've been putting off in the past. It's given that sort of window, and really excited to be getting back into that next step. How have you been preparing for every week, I guess, given what's at stake? I know you've talked about doing the financial modeling and all that sort of stuff, but I think probably the questions is more personally, how do you prepare for that? When you've got a number of staff that you're looking after, it's not only the business side of it, then you've got the emotional impact of your teams. And as a leader, how do you deal with that?
Yeah, that's really hard. That's been the toughest thing for me, Kristen, because we have great people here, and we like to think we're like a family, really. But as I mentioned, those financial models that we looked at initially told us a story that we couldn't ignore
Yeah.
in terms of cost mitigation and reduction. So we've gone through and we've looked at every cost, literally every cost in the business. And we came to the conclusion that we needed to save a certain amount of money, which required us, once we'd looked at everything else, to look at our staffing levels. And we made the tough decision to let make three positions redundant within the organisation. So yeah, and then we entered into the process of that. And I've got to say that getting scripts and so forth from our HR provider and all that sort of thing created a level of impersonality, if you like, if that's even a word, but it was an impersonal process that I absolutely hated.
It's the unfortunate thing of this whole pandemic is I think that side of it is that's the really big cost, isn't it?
It is, and look, the government's initiative in getting the wage subsidy in place has been such an incredible help. Even though it's not even minimum wage, it's still it's still been of great assistance to us. But the tough calls still need to be made.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of May, when you consider that most contracts have a 4-week notice period, that's going to be a period of intense activity as companies face the prospect of not having that ongoing support from the wage subsidy. So we moved early, and the rationale behind that was it gives our people the best chance to get another job before all this really starts to unravel. So it was tough and it was hard, but we felt it was the right thing to do.
Yeah. And look, finally, Paul, what other advice would you give to any other leader, within the Rosebank area going through this right now? Do you have any one piece of advice that you could give, or many pieces?
Yeah, one of the things that we've recognised we need to do is enter into a greater level of partnering and relationship, not only with our customers but also with sector participants. We can see a lot of synergies between some of our competitors and us. So we've started entering discussions. So we're a food service company primarily, but we're looking at partnering with people who will give us a retail interface. So that's our little pivot, if you like. So thinking about that.
Awesome.
So, partnering is the catchphrase that I'd use for the future in terms of us, certainly.
I think that's really key to end on. So, look, Paul, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate your insights and your feedback. I know this hasn't been an easy time, but coming into level 2, hopefully things start, building ground up. But I really appreciate your time, Paul.
Thank you very much, Kristen. All the best. Cheers.
Thank you.